Okay, so today I'm gonna read a plog called God is Within. There has been a very dicey lie propagated by those wanting to dubiously seek equality with God or divine, which states that God is within each and everyone. If God is within everyone, just pure goodness should be pouring out of everyone. That's true. Instead of foolishness and evil. The truth is that at the deepest level within each real being, discounting robots, androids, clones, and such, resides a soul, Atma. This is soul, neither unlimited nor perfect, and thus the imperfections in the actions and manifestations of beings, God or divine, can be called a super soul, Paramatma, and it is fractal perfection. This source of all that is comes down to earth plane in incarnations called avatars, like the famous Christian avatar. Only these avatars can truthfully say God is within. God, that is so right. It's crazy that that beings actually, especially, well, just looking at my own gene pool, like the black race, they really have this obsession about saying, well, we're all gods and goddesses, like going back to, Egypt, and saying, like, we're gods and goddesses. But the funny thing is that, like, beings claim to be gods and goddesses, but they can't even, they don't even know what to eat. They don't know what to do. Like, they don't even know what their day is going to look like. And just like simple things like that. They don't know, how nature works, or they just don't know anything about, what it means to even be a god or a goddess. And P actually shows like how to be a god and a goddess, because like he has that Hermes and that aspect of Aphrodite's, and that like makes, that like if you bring it together is the hermaphrodite. And like he shows like his divine feminine and his divine masculine in like everything he does. Like he has grace and that forceful masculinity, and like how he explains that, beings are their atma, so they're not like perfect, perfect fractality. It's the paramatma, which is the perfect fractality. And you can, like, if you pay attention to P like long enough, you can actually see that he has all the characteristics of Krishan, and of Vishnu, and of Shiv. And you can see like how he is actually like the divine soul, or like the divine spark that, that he talks about, like in this plog, the Paramatma. And really only P can say that he has God within, because he has connection with nature, and the heavens respond to him like through the crop circles. Like we have evidence of that, which is actually really cool, because beings would say, well, how can you prove that he has connections with the higher realms? And actually crop circles are proof of that. The beings from higher realms are actually responding to P, because he actually has that, that full, perfect, infinite fractality, which is actually really cool. And we're really fortunate that he's actually here, because, without him here, like we would just completely be really disconnected. Like people are really disconnected from nature right now, but we would really be disconnected from, the, the Paramatma, or divine, because no one here knows what they're doing. And like it's just the craziest thing that people actually say, they claim to be gods and goddesses, but they don't even know like a thing about what it even takes to be a god or goddess, or what a goddess or god looks like even. You have people that are saying that they're gods and goddesses, but they have like, watches on, and their bellies are hanging out, and they look all slobby, and they just look like some like I like how P says, like, don't claim to be something that you're not. Just like stick to the reality, and you can just work towards becoming, what you want to become. So like if you want to become a god or goddess, that you actually have to work towards becoming like a god or goddess. And it just doesn't take just saying that you're a god or goddess, just just to say it, because that's all beings are really doing, is just saying that they're gods or goddesses, and they don't even have the qualities to even, to even call themselves that. And you can see that like P has all the divine qualities that, it takes to be like a god or goddesses, like to be a god or goddess, like grace, beauty, or handsomeness, or like, like perfect fractality in like his features. Even he has like the most glowing skin. He has connection with nature, and like he completely embeds with nature, and nature responds to him. And like he said, like nature always tends towards, divine or pure fractality. And you can see that when he plays, and when he plays music, or when he, even if he just steps outside, the birds start to, respond to him. um like there's many instances where like just nature just gravitates towards him. You can like see in his pictures how, like these rare animals just gravitate towards him. And like if beings didn't have a reference point of what a god or goddess was, then P would be their reference, like the P reference or preference. Yeah, I really wanted to read this P log, because it seems like, as things start to progress, everyone wants to claim to be a god or goddess to feel special, or to even just to say that, so they really don't have to do anything to actually become a god or goddess. And I think it's really important to have someone like P here to show us what a real god or goddess is. And it actually takes work, and it actually takes effort and the right actions to actually become someone like that. So, yeah.